following content is sponsored by North Star Financial.
Market volatility has made this a trying time to be in or nearing retirement. If you fall into one of those categories, what do you need to know? Joining us now for Retirement Coffee Talk are George Fossing and Travis Smith. George is a financial advisor and the president of North Star Financial and Retirement Planning, a local area firm that focuses on preparing people for a successful retirement. Travis is a CPA and financial advisor at North Star. Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Travis, welcome to the couch for a little Retirement Coffee Talk.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, we got some good questions for you this morning. We want to know first, kind of like, what are y'all's thoughts about the country potentially heading towards a recession?
Well, the signals are there. We might already be in one.
Oh.
Okay, it's called Gross Domestic Product, GDP. It's down a little bit last month, 2 months in a row. Usually signals a recession.
It's taking me back to my freshman year economics class.
Yeah, there we go. And what we're seeing out there is basically slowing down of the economy. That could lead to layoffs, et cetera, et cetera. Not only is the market down, but might stay down if you go into a recession. And it's invariably these things happen, and we're feeling pretty strongly that we're going in that direction. And that for folks that are watching the program out there, what does it mean to them? Well, again, if your portfolio is down, it could continue to go down significantly if we're not very careful with this. Uncharted waters.
Well, with all the market volatility, what should someone who has a 401k or maybe an IRA be doing right now?
He needs a physical.
The person or the...
He needs to go to the doctor and get checked out, okay? The big thing is, are you taking too much risk? Where's it being? The facts have changed. The facts continue to change, on a daily, weekly basis. And what does that mean? Well, you need to make these adjustments to your portfolio. If things are looking substantially worse, that means there's probably less chance of a recovery. So do you really want to watch this continue to go down over time? Our crystal ball is broken. We said that every week. We just don't, it doesn't work. But you have to be very careful who you listen to out there, and it's got to make sense to you.
Right.
Just because your neighbor's doing something doesn't mean you should be doing it. Your risk tolerance might be different. If you're working with a financial advisor and they're 30 years younger than you, their definition of risk, of okay, might be a little different than yours.
They got 30 more years to make up for it than you do. Think about that. Are there any proactive tax strategies that are worth exploring to maybe take advantage of the current market environment?
Sure. One thing that we've looked at with most of our clients, those that it's most appropriate for, are Roth conversion strategies.
Okay.
Roth IRA is an after-tax, so all the earnings grow tax-free. Whereas your traditional IRA or 401k is pre-tax. And so whenever you take distributions and the government requires you to take distributions at a certain age, it's all taxable income. By converting certain assets, you are able to better control when you want to take that income and mitigate any tax liability.
Can you convert it any time?
Well, certain plans permit it. But that is an excellent question, because the timing is what we're really looking at. And part of that entails our current market environment, right? Essentially, Roth conversions are on sale because, as I said, by converting it, you're taking tax, pre-tax money,
right, and
recognizing it as income. Well, this pre-tax dollars, these assets, if they're trading or valued at maybe $65,000 opposed to $100,000, you're only having to pay income tax on that.
On the 65.
That's correct.
Not 100.
So in addition to other factors, that's one that we would consider as we make recommendations to our clients.
See why we bring them in? They know, they help take something that could be so complicated and confusing and break it down. But seriously, why is tax planning so important, and why don't more people do it? Is it because they just don't understand it? Because it does, it can get a little confusing. It can, a lot of numbers.
It does, and our team really, we take that into account. People come in there a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And Travis does an amazing job settling people down, saying, listen, it can get pretty technical pretty quick if you allow it to. But Travis goes in there being the CPA, the accounting professional. He goes in there and says, that's my job.
Yeah.
Let me do that for you.
Yeah.
Okay? And you've got that ability to know, hey, you're in really good hands, qualified hands, if you will, to see if you're a candidate for this type of conversion work. For most people, though, he gets kind of fired up. He really
I
does.
hate to admit it on television, but it's
You get
true.
fired
It's
up over
true.
those taxes.
Yeah, I
does.
mean, I do
It's-
enjoy tax planning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. Well, can you part us any words of wisdom before we let you go?
You know, you have to go ahead and take action. That's the big thing.
Don't be procrastinating.
And again, we talk about this all the time. It's, you know, taxes. It's just like, oh, you know, you rather put it off. But
Right.
as Travis says, he's excited right now because we've got people coming in saying, listen, am I a candidate for this conversion work? Markets are down. Are excited a little bit from people coming in saying, listen, I'd like to look. You're talking about this often. Am I a candidate? My family a candidate?
Yeah.
And putting them in a position, showing them in like 4 or 5 years that, by the way, this bucket is tax-free forever. You know, and a CPA, that's like you're like rock star hero. With
Yeah,
stuff like that.
you use the words tax-free. You're doing it.
And business owners as well. There's a huge opportunity, you know, for business owners out there too for tax savings as well.
Oh, certainly, and those go well beyond Roth conversions. But I might add also, George, universal truth, and I feel that there are very few of those, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you
100%.
find this information, useful or interesting, just give us a call. As I'm embarrassed to admit now, it's I love
You're
discussing these
passionate
things.
about it. I
I'm
like it.
passionate about it, and so I'd love to help anyone.
Yeah, thanks, Travis. I like that passion. We're feeling it. Getting passionate about
There we go.
taxes, George. This is good.
Thrilling stuff.
Yeah, thank you so much. Listen, if you're at home right now, if you're currently retired or getting close to retirement, and you want to get fired up with Travis, call them now because you could, learn how to potentially reduce your future taxes as well as help protect and grow your hard-earned savings and investments. North Star Financial has a great offer for you right now. This is for the first 5 callers who have saved $500,000 or more. They're offering a complimentary, no-obligation investment portfolio and tax planning review. This will allow their team to schedule a phone call, video call, or future in-office meeting so they can speak with you personally and provide you that roadmap going forward. You see the number on your screen, call it, or go to taxfreeandretire.com.